The auto industry is in crisis, and it's not because of technology or fuel prices. No, folks, the real issue is a shortage of skilled auto technicians. We're talking about a deficit that's not just a handful or a few hundred. We're dealing with a shortage in the tens of thousands. That's right, tens of thousands of positions for skilled auto technicians are going unfilled. Imagine that, a sea of opportunities, yet no takers. Why, you might ask? Well, here's where we stir the pot a little. Many believe that the crux of the problem isn't a lack of interest or a dearth of individuals willing to get their hands dirty. Nope. The unsettling reality is that employers, those at the helm of this industry, may not be willing to pay enough. It's a controversial perspective, sure, but it's one that's gaining traction. You see, the auto industry, like any other, is a market. And in a market, you get what you pay for. When wages are low, it's hard to attract quality, skilled workers. It's even harder to keep them. Now, this isn't just about the technicians' paychecks. It's about the industry's future. Every unfilled position means a car that sits longer in the shop, a customer who waits longer for repairs, and an industry that grinds slower. Each unfilled position is a cog in the wheel that's missing, and it's causing a ripple effect that's felt throughout the entire auto industry. But it's not just the wages. Oh no. There's another factor at play here, the benefits, or rather, the lack thereof. You see, in today's competitive job market, a decent wage simply isn't enough. Workers are looking for benefits, things like health insurance, retirement plans, paid time off, the whole package. You might think it's all about the money, but there's more to the story. Let's delve deeper. Now, if you ask the employers, they'll tell you it's not that simple. They're facing their own set of challenges. You see, running a business, especially in the auto industry, is not a walk in the park. It's a high-stakes game of balancing numerous costs. They've got overheads to consider, rent or mortgage for the premises, utilities, insurance, taxes, equipment, and supplies. And that's before we even get to salaries and benefits. Then there's the pressure to keep prices low. Customers want high-quality service, but they're not always willing to pay top dollar for it. With competition around every corner, businesses need to keep their prices competitive to stay afloat. And sometimes that means they can't afford to pay their technicians as much as they'd like to. But it's not just about the money. Employers are also struggling to find skilled workers who are willing to work for the wages they can afford to pay. Despite the shortage, the pool of skilled auto technicians isn't as vast as one might think. It takes years of education, training, and experience to become proficient in this field. And those who have put in the time and effort often demand higher wages as a result. Now, don't get it twisted. Employers understand this. They know that their employees are their greatest assets. They want to pay them well, offer them benefits, and create a supportive work environment. But the harsh reality is that the financial constraints of running a business often limit what they can do. So they're caught in a catch-22 situation. On one hand, they need skilled workers to keep their businesses running efficiently. On the other, they're constrained by the financial realities of their industry. And, unfortunately, it's the technicians who often bear the brunt of these challenges. So, employers are caught in a tough spot. They need skilled workers, but can't afford to pay them what they're asking. On the flip side, auto technicians argue that they're not asking for the moon. They just want fair compensation for their skills and expertise. Now, let's delve into the world of the technicians. It's a world where the cost of entry isn't just a high school diploma. It's a world that often demands specialized training and certification. And these aren't just a few dollars and a couple of hours. We're talking about thousands of dollars and years of commitment. Years spent learning the intricacies of complex machinery, mastering the art of diagnosis, and honing the skill of repair. But the investment doesn't stop there. Once they've got that certification, technicians have to keep up with the ever-changing world of automotive technology. That means continuous learning, more certifications, and yes, more costs. Yet despite these high costs of entry and ongoing investment, the compensation often doesn't match up. And let's not forget about the physical demands of the job. It's not all about the brain work. There's plenty of brawn involved too. Hours on end in uncomfortable positions, lifting heavy parts, dealing with hazardous materials. It's a tough gig and it takes a toll on the body over time, but it's not just about the money. It's also about the benefits. Health insurance, retirement plans, paid time off. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities. They're what allow people to live decent lives, to take care of their families, to plan for the future. Yet these are often the areas where employers skimp. And that's where the frustration comes in. Technicians aren't asking to be millionaires. They're asking for a living wage. They're asking for decent benefits. They're asking for respect for the skills they bring to the table and the hard work they put in every day. Technicians argue that with the right incentives, there would be no shortage. They're not looking for a handout, just a fair shake. They want to be valued, and they want to be compensated fairly for the value they provide. And can anyone really argue with that? So, what's the solution? It's not an easy question to answer, but it starts with understanding the problem. The truth of the matter is, we need to advocate for better pay and benefits for our auto technicians. They're the ones keeping our vehicles on the road, our economy moving, and our lives in motion. They're not just mechanics. They're skilled professionals, trained in the complex systems that make our modern vehicles purr. They deserve to be compensated fairly for their skills, their knowledge, and their hard work. But it's not just about the auto technicians. It's about all skilled labor. We need to recognize the value of these professions in our economy and fight for fair compensation. The road to a solution is long and winding, but if we all put our foot on the gas, we can get there. Stand up for auto technicians. They keep our world moving. Isn't it time we returned the favor?